Hey, what's up? Dr. Earl here. I started a little bit later today, so I figure I make this quick little video here. Today is December 8th, 2018, and it's ironic that on this day that we lose two music legends. Speaking, of course, of John Lennon of the Beatles and Dimebag Darrell of Pantera. Now, we know the story of John Lennon. Grew up in Liverpool. His father leaves him at a young age. His mother dies in a car wreck. He's raised by his Aunt Mimi, who did not really approve of his taste in rock and roll, like Roy Orbison and such, let alone playing the guitar. He meets another Liverpool lad named Paul. They would put together a band. First it would be the Quarrymen, then it would be the Silver Beatles, and then eventually become the Beatles. The Beatles will become more than one of the most successful bands emerge out of the UK. And to this day, they are still regarded as icons, despite the fact that they broke up in 1970. Still hailed today as one of the all-time greats, the gods of rock and roll, classic rock. Now, I remember the story. I remember back in 1980, the day after, I was about to head out to school. I got my school clothes on and come out to eat breakfast. And my mom says to me, John Lennon died. It was on the front paper of the Detroit Free Press. And I was like, are you kidding me? I read it. I turned on the TV. It was all over the news. It was all over the radio. Top 40 stations at that time, rock stations, were buzzing about it. John Lennon was shot dead in front of his apartment in New York City, where he was living at that time with Yoko and their son Sean. And we all just were shocked. We were more than sad. We loved the Beatles. We loved what they did, I did not necessarily care much for Lennon's solo material, He had some good ones there. I mean, Double Fantasy, his final album, came out months before, and I would later pick up that album, and it was a pretty damn good record. And learning the cause, learning what Mark David Chapman, the man who shot him, giving out the reason why he shot John Lennon, proves what an asshole he was. Chapman, you were an asshole. Apparently he shot Lennon because he felt Lennon had sold out his peace activism viewpoints, I'm sorry, but this was 1980. That kind of stuff was left behind. It was years back. That was the 1970s. Jimmy Carter was still in office at that time. Ronald Reagan was president-elect during that period. It was a new era. Had to adjust to it. But this asshole just couldn't stomach it, so he had to take shit onto his own hands, and as a result now, he's hated by every Beatles fan out there, especially Yoko, especially his first son Julian, and of course especially his second one, Sean. And no matter how many times he's up for parole, he always gets turned down. Face it, Mark David Chapman. You're in prison for life. Shut the fuck up and deal with it. You shot a legend. Suck it up. Now, the second legend I want to bring up, of course, is Dimebag Darrell Abbott for the band Pantera. They start out in Dallas, Texas. Him and his brother Vincent, who would later become Vinnie Paul, who sadly passed away last year. Rest in peace to him as well. They put together a band called Pantera with a bass player named Rex Brown and a singer named Terry Glaze. Terry Glaze would later depart or be let go. They would get a dude from New Orleans named Phil Samlo, and they would become metal. They would become icons of groove metal, basically. Heavy metal did not do you could dance but mosh to at the same time. No question about it. They put out an indie record called Power Metal, which I heard, by the way, and damn, folks, you're missing out on some good shit if you haven't heard it yet. Cowboys from Hell, Vulgar Display of Power, The Great Southern Trendkill, Far Beyond Driven, Reinventing the Steel. If you want real heavy metal, that's the ones right there to check out. Post 80s metal, basically, I'm referring to. And what's all even more awesome, throughout the 1990s, all this alternative, sensitive stuff was out there by the Chili Peppers, Pearl Jam, Smashing Pumpkins, which I never were fans of. I was never a fan of any of that stuff. You got to give Pantera credit because they really laid down some heavy fucking tracks out there. They fucking plummeted the competition out there. I remember there was this one period back in the original Ritz nightclub in Roseville. They did a show at the then called Pine Knob Amphitheater in Clarkston, Michigan. And Vinny and Darrell came by for a visit to the Ritz. Played a little pool. Checked out the fans trying to impress them by moshing on the dance floor. I'm sorry, that didn't really cut it. I'm sorry, but you got to give them credit. They wanted to display their vulgar display to those guys. I was tempted to go say hi to them, but at the same time, I was kind of intimidated because, remember, these were badasses, kids. These were badass dudes, you know. They partied like motherfuckers. I'm sure there's probably someone out there who's worked with them and they could probably tell how much they fucking partied. I would love to hear those crazy stories. Definitely. Some issues to bring up with their singer, Phil. Pantera decides to take a break in after 2000, put together the two brothers would later put together, excuse my fumbling, they would later put together a group called Damage Plan on the side there. They're playing a club called Flashes. I never really got the full name of that place. It was Flash Gordon's or Flashes. Either way, I've only been there one time myself, and I was conned there to see a band that one of the gals I was riding with had a crush on. Anyway, Damage Plan's playing this club in Cleveland, Ohio. Before the show starts, bam, 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 people thought it was the intro or part of the act or something like that. And next thing you know, the guy, it turns out this guitar player was shot right on stage before you started play the note. And this asshole's reason, you broke up Pantera, which is bullshit. Which was absolute bullshit. I remember getting the news about it on a radio program called the Midnight Radio Trucking Network. And they were broadcasting the press conferences on the CNN the following day. You know, it's just sad that both these greats would be taken from us by real psychopathic jerks. I mean, Mark David Chapman wasn't right in the head, and no doubt the guy who took Dimebag's life was certainly not right in the head. Apparently he was in one of those obsessive motherfuckers who would talk about music all the time, 24/7, you know. Give me a break. So, and you got to also, by the way, you got to give them both their due. They were both unique guitar players. John Lennon didn't hardly do any lead solos himself, but he was a uniquely damn good rhythm guitarist. And Dimebag, damn, there are a lot of tricks I'm still trying to learn. I play guitar myself, as you can see here. My little jalopy there. I haven't played that in a while. Gotta start learning again. If I'm going to be good as Dimebag once more. Ha ha, little joke there. But he had this unique, I gotta look it up at how he will make it go, like say he would do a harmonic note and make him go higher up. I still got he did that in basically at the end of the song Cemetery Gates. I still got, like I said, I still got to look up at how he did that. But then again, all the kind of equipment he has on his guitar. I don't have a Floyd Rose tremolo system on mine, so who knows? I'll probably have to adjust the springs in the back a little bit to do so. So, it's my salute to John Lennon and Dimebag Darrell for today. Thank you for watching. Rest in peace, you both. We miss you and we love you. We miss you. I'm Dr. Earl. Thank you for watching and subscribe to my channel. Give peace and groove metal a chance. I'm out of here.